Um, you talked about Sherm,
Mm-hmm.
which is where we met years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You have always either been in these leadership roles or either have just become a go-to person until you've gotten into these leadership roles. I mean, you were the first person to sort of seek me out at an event. It was my first event. I didn't know where I was going. Nobody, I mean, but you recognize like that's just one of the gifts that you have. Um, and we talked about because at the time I didn't know anything about NAAAHR. Um, and talk about the Detroit or Michigan chapter of NAAAHR, the importance of diversity in these roles as you guys continue to sort of serve and support a sort of a, a the diversity of the workforce is just growing and growing. And talk about the importance of diversity in these human resources positions to sort of help help with the managing and supporting of the talent.
Absolutely. So I have to tell you, I did not know until I started attending their events, or I say their events, our events, that there were so many African Americans in human resources. I just had no idea
Yeah.
because I was usually, I mean, I was the only one at Kroger. Um, and then, of course, working for Motown, it's a lot more diverse, more so on the African American side than on the other side. But I did not know. So it was another one of those things. Dr. Meadows, Dr. Lee Meadows, who is the chapter president for the Michigan chapter, reached out to me on LinkedIn. We had some commonalities. We both attended Michigan State University. We both had some mutual connections through LinkedIn. And he just reached out to me and, invited me, introduced himself, invited me to one of the events. And my schedule was just quite challenging, and I just could not fit an event into my schedule. So he probably reached out to me a few times before I actually attended. And it was probably almost a year before I attended an event in Livonia. It was their summer meeting, and it was somewhat unstructured where they didn't necessarily have a speaker. It was like a summer break meeting, but it was more of a networking event.
Yeah.
Um, and it was a space where you could just talk about, everything HR and how you really feel as being the only one. And,
Yeah.
not only one just from a one man or one woman perspective, but the only one in your department possibly. And you could just have some transparent conversations, and that it was a safe place and it wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just to like beat people up or beat companies up, but it was more like, okay, so how can we be a resource to you
Right.
in your challenges?
Yeah.
If you're looking for work, how can we be a resource to get you connected with the right people so that you can explore other HR opportunities? So that's what it is. That's what it was for me, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like,
Yeah.
I fell in love right then and there. And I even ran into someone that I went to Michigan State with who serves on the board. So it was great. It was a great way to just meet other people that look like me,
Yeah.
who had the same frustrations as I did, the same experiences as I did, and have some conversation about it and get some different perspectives on how to handle those types of issues. So that meeting led to me attending another meeting, to another meeting, to another meeting, and I joined.
Yeah.
And then I was asked, if I would be interested in joining the board. And and the reason I was asked is because from that first moment, the first engagement I had with Dr. Meadows, I felt like I had known him all my life. And I said, whatever I could do to help this institution, move forward in its initiatives, please let me know. So I was always offering to help, right?
Yeah.
Because I felt it was so much needed. Because again, I did not know there were that many people. I
Yeah.
didn't even know anybody else in HR that looked like me
Yeah.
until that moment, right? So he offered me a board seat. And actually I had volunteered to do some other things. So the first conferences I attended, I volunteered to do some things or work the registration table. And he just walks past really fast. And he was like, by the way, you're on the board now. And I said, great, doing what? Figure it out. Okay. So, Lee, I love him. He's great.
Can we just shout out Dr. Meadows
Shout
real
out to Dr.
quick?
Meadows. Yes, because he
Just
is so engaging. He's so great. He has done so much for the HR community. He is just a phenomenal person. And he creates opportunities for you. So we always say we get voluntold. So there are moments when we volunteer, but now we're in voluntold moment, right? So,
yeah.
oh, you're going to do this and you're going to do that. And he does it in a way that's not intimidating or threatening. And it's like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to accomplish that, but I'm going to do it because Lee asked me to do it and I can't say no, right?
Yeah.
That's just the type of person he is. But in doing that to people, he gets you out of your comfort zone.